Happy New Year. I am finally getting around to doing this this Goodbye 2019 tag. I was tagged in this by Tina at the Bargain Huntress weeks ago, I think. And I've just been too busy, and then I lost my voice. It's still a little weird. My voice is not good right now, but I am determined to do this today. So, okay, we're just going to get right into it because I'm going to really try and keep this under 10 minutes because y'all know how I like to ramble. Okay, so I've got them all written down. Number one is happiest moment of 2019. And so I've sat here just for a minute and I've tried to come up with a few thoughts. I don't know, it's hard for me to remember if something happened in this year or the last year. But one thing for sure that happened this year was that Jake got married to a beautiful girl and gave me another daughter-in-law. And so that was probably my happiest moment. I'm really happy for them. They're so cute and sweet. They're very, very much newlyweds and very sweet to each other. And they're a good example to Jeff and I. Okay, so there was that. And also we took a beach trip, and that was great too. And we had some of our kids with us. Well, actually, I think we had all of our kids with us, and it was a lot of fun. Except that poor Brindy was sick almost the whole time on her first beach trip with us, and I hated that for her. But it was still a good time. I think she would even say it was still a good time. Okay, I'm just not wanting to go to number two. I don't like number two question. The second one is the saddest moment of 2019, and I try very hard to be a happy person, and I try not to dwell on the sad things in life. It's one reason why I really don't ever watch any movie or show that I know is just really, really sad and depressing. I just won't watch it because there's enough things in real life to make you upset. So let's see, I put down okay, yeah. So, well, for one thing is I'm still always sad about the empty nest. I don't know if I'll ever get over my kids growing up. How dare they? No, I'm very blessed that they've grown up into fine young men, and one of them is a father to two now, and he's a great father, has a great wife. They're very involved and come over anytime that we ask them to come over, and we see each other a lot, and so it could be much worse. I could be on the other side of the country. So I need to quit feeling sorry for myself and my empty nest. But there it is. I still am sad because my babies aren't babies anymore. Maybe someday I'll forget that. Also, a lot of people that I know personally in real life, at church and just friends, are really suffering. They're going through some hard times. There's been loss, there's been deaths, and I hate to see people in the grief. We've had a rough year around here with some of our friends. Okay, 3. This is going to sound silly after that big heavy question there. What did you learn this year? And mine is I learned how to start a YouTube channel. I'm really proud of that. Well, and that goes, I won't get into that because there's another question down here about being proud of something. Anyway, but I've learned. First, I had the guts to just turn on the camera and start talking because I don't know, there was something calling me to this. And I'm a big believer that if I keep getting thoughts and feelings that I should do something, then I do it. I try my best to do it. So I kept thinking, well, maybe I should make a YouTube channel, which I know most people in the world probably have never thought that. Well, but I think it's because, I don't know. Maybe you don't know. I always assume that you've been with me since my first video. If you haven't, go back and catch up. And then you'll know. You'll be in the know whenever I say you know. You will actually know. So I had a stroke 15 years ago, and it was really tough. And so I had a lot of downtime where I couldn't do a lot. I mean, I had a lot of work time too. I had to go through a lot of rehab for, I don't know, maybe a year. I mean, I had rehab 3 times a week, I had to get my blood checked all the time. I had to go to a doctor's office and they'd have to draw blood and check it to see if it was the right thinness or thickness, because I was on blood thinners, and they would be, you can't get it too thin or you'll die, and you can't get it too thick or you might have another stroke. So it was just awful. And I had some, my babies were 4 at the time. My youngest set of twins were 4 at the time. 4 and 9 and I think 12 or 13. And so I had a house full of responsibilities, and I couldn't do a lot. I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the ability with my left side. I had to work really hard on all that. And so during my downtime, I would watch YouTube videos and they would cheer me up, and I don't know, I would kind of hang out with, and another thing was that I had this awful thing, and I need to just make a stroke video because I'm already at 6 minutes. I need to hurry. But another thing was that something in my brain made me cry all the time. At nothing, I would just start crying. And I could be laughing one minute, and then the very next minute it was just, tears. And so I didn't feel comfortable being around like real people in real life, because I did not want to just break down and be a crying mess in front of people. So I hung out with people on YouTube. So anyway, I just felt like I needed to do that. I'm sorry, my voice is getting icky again. So I felt like maybe I needed to get on and tell my story, and I still haven't, and I still need to do that. The main reason that I started this YouTube channel basically was to tell my stroke story and see if I can't connect with people who also have gone through something like that, and maybe give them some hope that it gets better. That was my main thing, and I've still got to sit down and make a video where I tell my story of how I had the stroke and everything after that. But I I like to do fun things, and I don't like to dwell on the hard things. Although the hard things and the fun things are what have made me who I am. So I'm going to do that. I really am. I think maybe get Jeff to sit down with me on that, because I think there's a lot of things I don't even remember about it. Like he'll say something, and I'll say, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "You don't remember that?" No, I don't. Even not even just bad things have I blocked out. Some things in my brain, I don't know if I can access a few memories that I can't remember, but mostly I can, and mostly I'm just fine now and don't have any lingering problems from it. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I learned to edit, so I started a YouTube channel, and I learned how to edit it a little bit. I barely can edit at all. And I don't know, a few weeks ago, I finally learned how to make a thumbnail. My sweet daughter-in-law, Felicia, said to me, she said one day, "Kim, you've really got to do something about your thumbnails, because it would just be whatever YouTube picked for my thumbnail, and it could be that right there, and YouTube, that would be the one that YouTube would put on your title thumbnail." So I'm glad I did learn how to kind of pick that. Let's see, number 4, did this year go by fast for you? Kind of yes and no. It kind of went fast just because the older you get, the faster it goes, but then it also went slower because my babies, who are, well, they're not really babies, they're 20, but they've been out of the country since August of 2018. One's been in Brazil and one's been in the Philippines, and so that's made it kind of slow down a little bit. Okay, number 5, we got to move on. Okay, what foods will you cook and eat on New Year's Eve? Well, in just about 45 minutes, I'm going over to my mama's house, and she is making black-eyed peas, and that's something we have every year on New Year's Eve. It's not New Year's Eve, but New Year's. Oh, you know what? I think that the question was, eat foods that you eat on New Year's Eve. We were traveling home from Gatlinburg yesterday, so we ate gas station food. I did have a Subway sandwich, and then by the time I got home that night, I don't think I ate anything. Okay, but today for New Year's we eat black-eyed peas, and we do that for good luck. My boys get on to me for that. They're like, "We're not. Why are you so superstitious? That's so stupid, Mom." And then so I have to tell them it's not for luck. It's for tradition. It's just what we do. But really, I think it is maybe a little bit of luck. Okay, and so number 6, outfit for New Year's Eve. Goodness, it was my pajamas. It was pajamas. What will you do on New Year's Eve? Let's see. I wore my pajamas, and I got. Okay, so Jeff and Riley played PUBG. I don't know if you know what that is, but they like to do that at night. And then I got on YouTube, and I watched some YouTube. I talked to some friends on YouTube and on Instagram, I think. And then when Jeff came to bed, I hung out with Jeff, and we watched a little TV. We talked to my Jake called. He's out in Idaho with they went to spend the holidays with Brendy's family, which is great. And so he called to wish us at New Year's Eve, so that was nice. So we got to talk to him. Number 8, what was your proudest moment of 2019? I know it's so stupid, but my proudest moment is when I made that first video and I put it out, and I thought, I am the smartest woman alive. How do I have a video on YouTube? I know, it was so easy. I should not be proud of that, but I am proud that little timid, shy Kim made a video and put it on YouTube. I know people think it's weird. People that I know people think it's weird. I know, if you know me personally, I know you think that it's weird and you don't want to talk to me about YouTube. But that's okay. I enjoy it. So I'm going to just do what I enjoy, whether y'all think it's weird or not. Okay, number 9. What will you do different in 2020? Okay. Well, as always, I'm going to try and do better at reading my scriptures and praying, and just on a regular basis, not just hit or miss here and there ever so often. Because I do feel better. I feel like I have the guidance of my Heavenly Father when I do those things, and when I keep the commandments, and I read my scriptures, and I pray, and then I do good things. I am blessed, and I know I am. So I'm going to do even more of that. So I'm going to try and do good in the world. I'm going to try and be kind. Because one thing I've learned in my 51 years on this earth is that somebody is always going through something hard. And just because it makes you feel good when you get mad and you lash out at somebody and it makes you feel good for a minute, it's a terrible thing to do. So I try to be patient. I try really hard not to get mad. I mean, I do get mad. Everybody gets mad, but I don't live there. I get myself out of it real quick, and I remind myself that I don't know what's wrong with that person. There's just something wrong in that person's life, and that's why they're being mean to me or whatever. And so I forgive them, and then I just wait for them to be ready to be nice again. Let's see. Oh, another thing is that there's an app called Just Serve. It's justserve.org, but they have an app that I have on my phone, and you can go to that and type in your zip code, and you can, like, I just because knew I was going to be talking about it, I typed it in. I mean, I went to the app, Just Serve app, and I typed in my zip code, and it said that there were 267 available opportunities to serve in some kind of volunteer manner. And I knew you would want to know what Just Serve is, so I looked on that app to see exactly how they state their mission or whatever. It says justserve.org. Volunteer needs of an organization may be posted, and volunteers may search for places to serve in the community. So it's not profit, it's not political, it's not religious, it's nothing like that. It's just in your own community, somewhere in your community, if there are people that are trying to do good things, trying to feed the hungry or get coats for people who are cold, you can choose which type of service that you want to give. I know there's also like things like with foster kids or being a grandparent to a foster kid. You could go, read to kids. There's all kinds of things that you can look and find the things that would suit you and your personality the best. So I'm going to make it a point to do more of that this year. And let's see, we're at 15 minutes. So I am really, really grateful that Tina asked me to do this. I had a lot of fun. I'll just do anything for Tina. That's another good thing from this year, is that I've met Tina, and she's really been a great little friend to me. We talked to each other. I got my feelings hurt on YouTube for the first time, and I talked to her about it, and she made me feel better about it. So that was nice. And then there's Amy Cat. She also did this tag, and so I'll try and figure out who all did this tag. Us normally, they're new to me, so I don't know them as well, but I've known Tina the longest probably, and then Amy Cat, and she's a Tennessee girl too. And so you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't somehow manage to get together and go thrifting or do something fun. She seems like she would be a real fun gal to hang out with. So anyway, I've had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys are having a great New Year's with your family, and that you've got good things planned for this year, and I will catch y'all later. Bye-bye. Okay, so here are the black-eyed peas that we're going to eat. We always have some black-eyed peas every year at New Year's. And this is hot, what do you call it? Hot potato salad, right? I think this is maybe a German dish, or it's potatoes, and it has pickles and eggs, and onions, some vinegar, and some macaroni, and probably some ham. Sorry, people want to get it actually eat. And then there's some cornbread, ham, some more cornbread, another good skillet, and some ham. Yeah.